Good evening, everyone. Professor Parimal Vyas, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Professor M.N. Parmar, Senate and Syndicate Member and Coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Professor B.S. Chakravarti, Director Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Senate and Syndicate Members of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, invited speaker Ms. Swati Bedekar, Director of Vatsalya Foundation, and dear audience, on behalf of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, myself Sheetal Shinkhede, welcome you all. As all of you we are going through a very critical phase of pandemic. In this situation, while addressing to the village sarpanches of the country, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has given biggest message, that is, India must be self-reliant and self-sufficient for majority of its needs. The collective power of the villages is helping the country move forward, he said. Even yesterday, while addressing to the nation, he said, "हमें आत्मनिर्भर बनना है." Unnat Bharat Abhiyan has the same objective. Now I request Professor M.N. Parmar, Coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, to deliver welcome address. Over to Parmar, sir.
Namaskar and good evening.
Good evening.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyas sir, IQAC Director, Professor Chakravarti, our today's speaker, Swati Bedekar, my colleague and coordinator of UBA, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Kalben and Dr. Satish Kumar, all our Senate and Syndicate members, our team members from various faculties, representatives, sarpanchis from various villages, and my dear participants from various parts of the country. आज हमारे लिए ये बहुत बड़ा मौका है क्योंकि कल ही हमने हमारे वड़ा प्रधान श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी को सुना और आज हम लोग बड़ौदा यूनिवर्सिटी, द महाराजा सयाजीराव यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से जो हमारा उन्नत भारत अभियान चलो गांव की ओर जो मुहिम है उसको आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग कुछ आगे जा रहे हैं। कोविड-19 की वजह से हम लोग डायरेक्ट सेमिनार नहीं कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये वेबिनार थ्रू हम सबके पास हमारा जो आइडियाज है वो लेके आपके पास आ रहे हैं। आज हमारे ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर जो ये वेबिनार का रिमार्क्स देने वाले हैं, जिन्होंने हमें बिगिनिंग से बहुत सपोर्ट किया और यूबीए कैसे महाराजा सयाजीराव यूनिवर्सिटी में डेवलप किया जाए, ये सही में उनका आइडिया है, क्योंकि वो हमेशा तत्पर रहे हैं कि जो हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी यूथ है वो यूथ को हमें गांव के लिए सेंसिटिव बनाना पड़ेगा। गांव में लोग कैसे जीते हैं, परिस्थिति कैसी है, वो काम यूनिवर्सिटी को करना पड़ेगा। और ये ध्यान में रख के हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी में भी उन्नत भारत अभियान सेल बना और ये सेल थ्रू हम लोगों ने 5 गांव एडॉप्ट किया है और ये 5 गांव में हम लोगों ने सर्वे किया। सर्वे भी आज हमारी वेबसाइट पर है और कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स भी हमने रखे हैं और अराउंड 6 प्रोजेक्ट्स हमारे अप्रूव भी हुए हैं। और वेरी पॉजिटिव अप्रोच है हमारे वीसी साहब का कि शायद दिल्ली से या तो आगे से हमें जो डोनेशन या तो जो ग्रांट मिलनी चाहिए वो मिलेगी, but then from university side also we will give some amount of money and you can start the work, and we have started our work. And today I am very happy that during COVID also we have visited our sarpanches, we have distributed 500 masks in various villages, even to prepare the masks to some of the women of the villages. We have provided clothes also so that they can utilize their time for income generating activity. So Vadodara, the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda always take leads in such type of innovative project because we believe that it is our responsibility. It is the responsibility of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda to take care of surrounding communities, surrounding areas from where we get lot of resources and lot of people. So with this note, I welcome all the members. The IQAC, our internal quality assurance cell, has also supported us, and continuously they are putting efforts to evaluate our activity and to support our activity. The director, Professor B.S. Chakravarti, has always taken the special interest in the activities of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. My both the coordinator, Dr. Sital Sinkhede, and Dr. Satish Kumar, along with our NSS volunteers and the representative of various faculties and our coordinating team, we have visited all the villages and initiated lot of activity at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda to see to it that the dream, for which the UB has started will come true. With this note, I welcome all the members and request Sitalben to proceed further. Over to Sitalben.
Thank you, sir. Today we have with us Professor K.D. Yadav, Coordinator of Regional Coordinating Institute, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Gujarat. I request Professor Yadav to enlighten the August gathering on UBA. Over to Yadav, sir. Yadav, sir, he is on the line.
I think
He was there.
Yeah, he was
some
there.
problem. Yeah, he's having some problem with that.
Okay, I'll brief UBA MSU activities.
Please.
Yeah, I'll start broadcast.
I think he's there. He's there now.
Is there?
Yeah. I think
So,
no, still he has got some problem with his net. That's what I think. I think you should go ahead, madam.
Okay, okay. Under the guidance and support of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyas, the Maharaja Sayajirao University has submitted a proposal for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and is selected as one of the participating institute of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan project of MHRD, Government of India. The vision of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is to involve higher educational institutes of the country in the process of indigenous development of self-sufficient and sustainable village clusters. And the objective is to engage the faculty and students of the higher educational institutes in understanding rural realities, to identify and select existing innovative technologies, enable customization of technologies or device implementation method for innovative solution as per local need. The UB has given major intervention areas, human development and sustainable economy. As a PI, MSU has adopted 5 villages, and we are working in the following area, that is organic farming, water management, renewable energy, artisans, industries and livelihood, basic communities, and proper use of IT, especially for the governance of Gram Panchayat. According to UBA guideline, we have done baseline survey, interacted with the villagers, we have conducted awareness programs at schools, we have interacted and we have identified the problems of these villagers, and further to address UBA vision from grassroots level, the MS University of Baroda has conducted 2-week certificate course on sanitary product manufacturing and entrepreneurship. Besides the main objective of the course, which is skill development in sanitary product manufacturing, the course focuses on inculcating entrepreneurship skill among students by imparting them knowledge on market research methodologies, financial business management, project proposal preparation and execution. We have successfully completed first batch of 25 students. These students will take their learning to all the villages adopted by us as a part of their internship. The main aim will be to develop entrepreneurs in the villages and create for them new opportunities of livelihood. There are vending machines placed at various places of cities as well as at the campus. These machines can be filled up by the pads manufactured by the villagers. By doing so, we will support the villagers by establishing supply chain management system also. We, as sir said, we have submitted project proposals on STEM education, this sanitary product manufacturing units, then leaf cutlery making machine, farmhouse pot and farmhouse app development. According to this, or based on the baseline survey, the action plan is decided. That is, under organic farming, we are going to provide composting bed of 12 by 4 feet. We'll conduct awareness programs on mulching, plant protection nets, soil solarization. We'll develop supply chain management system. And if situation permits us, we are going to organize organic food festival. Under water conservation, again, some awareness programs, develop water recharging system and drip irrigation system. Under renewable energy, this awareness program, then making solar bulb and installation, we'll train them. Gobar gas projects, will give training on them. Then artisans, industries and livelihood, this sanitary product manufacturing, then solar bulb production and installation, then manufacturing of manure, manufacturing of dishes and bowl using plant leaves. According to the guideline, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan cell is established at the MS University. So this is how our contribution is to the upliftment of the adopted villages as a higher educational institute. Now I request Professor B.S. Chakravarti, Director of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, to highlight MSU's perspective. And also I request Sir to introduce our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Over to you, Sir. Chakravarti, Sir.
August gathering, the panelists and dear participants. Well, this is an important event that is happening today, and I'm happy to share with you that more than 1,500 participants have registered across the country. I think it's a big achievement, and my compliments to the team UBA, Professor M.N. Parmar and Mrs. Sheetal Singhede. And a big thank you to Professor Yadav as well, who has also tried his best to get participants from entire country, and perhaps we are very successful in this. I welcome you all on behalf of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Well, as far as this initiative is concerned, this is perhaps one of the issues that we have in a long list of contributions that we have made in terms of extension activities and outreach programs over the last few years, I would say. And that contains a long list of such initiatives. In fact, the extension and outreach activities have become a life for at least a couple of faculties in this university. The Faculty of Social Work as well as the Faculty of Family and Community Sciences. There are numerous, I would say, initiatives like there are very important initiatives from the Food and Nutrition Department, from the Human Development and Family Studies Department. We have contributed to the National Nutrition Program. We have contributed to the Bal Amrutam Yojana. We have contributed to the Women's Safety and Security. There is an organization, there is a unit called Women's Study and Research Center within the university, which addresses the gender issues. So much so that it has become a part of curriculum as well. The field work, in particularly the Faculty of Social Work and the Faculty of Family and Community Sciences, is a part of the curriculum. I'm happy to tell you here that even the students are not behind. There is a whole program named Prerna, which is dedicated to the welfare of physically challenged, disadvantaged people, the Divyangjan. And they have taken different themes in different years, like they have worked for AIDS victim, they have worked for physically challenged victims. And they have a Guinness Book of World Record of singing national anthem by sign language. It belongs to the MS University of Baroda. particularly the Prerna group. So there are numerable, I would say, initiatives that we have taken. And as I said, that we are going to continue in that direction. So many villages are covered by the Faculty of Social Work also. I would like to add one thing here, that all these things could not have been possible without the active support and inspiration of the top management, which is being led by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyas. I'm happy to tell you that whenever we have come up with any proposal, whether the money was available through grants or not, as mentioned by Professor Parmar, no proposal has been turned down as yet. I don't remember any such thing that has been turned down. And so we are always confident of the support and cooperation that we will get from our Honorable Vice Chancellor as well as the syndicate. And therefore, we have gone ahead, we have marched ahead in this endeavor of providing support to our neighborhood communities and villages in terms of extension activities and outreach program. Professor Vyas, formally, to be very formal about it, is a dual professor in the faculties of commerce as well as management studies. He is he is a council member of the National Board of Accreditation and a member in several committees of University Grants Commission. He has led the team as a chairman of the NAC peer team several times, and he is also in several committees of the Gujarat government. I take this opportunity to welcome him and welcome all of you once more. And again, a big thank you to Professor Yadav and Mrs. Swati Bedekar, whose talk we are honestly looking forward to. With this, I wish all the participants good luck to take home several issues from this webinar. And may I appeal to all of you, keeping in view the spirit, the letter and spirit of the speech that Honorable Prime Minister gave yesterday, to push us towards self-reliance, Swanirbharta. Thank you. Namaskar. Over to Sheetal.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to. Hello.
Yeah, we are
Hello.
audible.
Hello.
You are audible.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Please continue. Please continue.
Professor Yadav is on the line.
Hello. I'm not. Hello.
मैडम आप आगे बढ़िए मैडम.
आवाज नहीं आ
रही. Go ahead.
अच्छा. Hello.
हाँ मैडम, go ahead.
Now I request Professor Parimal Vyas, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda.
Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Siddharth, we are able to listen you. Please, you go ahead.
You please talk.
We are able to listen you.
I request. Hello. Okay. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyas, to formally inaugurate this webinar. Over to sir.
Namaskar. I hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is indeed a matter of great pleasure for the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. And thanks to COVID-19, we never thought that we can have 4 webinars, 5 webinars, and we can have people across the country, So on my personal behalf, on behalf of the university, on behalf of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, I declare this, webinar open, and it's very, motivating. More than 350 participants across the country. I'm looking. I was going through some chat. You find there are participants from almost all parts of the country. They are with us, and I welcome all the panelists, Professor K.D. Yadavji, Professor M.N. Parmarji, then our Director of IQSC, Professor Chakravarti ji, Coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Sital ji, and yes, the driving force for today's event, Swati Madam. It's a pleasure for all of us to host this webinar, and I believe this is a beginning. I would say that it reminds me of the missile man of India, then the President of India, Abdul Kalam ji. And what a coincidence, during COVID, yesterday, I believe this is one of the uh, most exciting news that we received from none other than Honorable Prime Minister. Let me tell you, we intellectuals, when we were discussing about the support, the economic stimulus that has to come from the government of India, it was somewhere around 6 lakh, 7 lakh crore, because we were thinking that the fiscal deficit, how government would deal. But I believe our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji has, once again proved that in 21st century, this country would lead the whole world. And this country, I'll tell you, there are two countries in one, precisely speaking. One is India and the another is Bharat. And thanks to COVID, that COVID has brought India and Bharat together. Because with the use of this information technology, I believe in last 1 month, I could come across almost all universities of this country, even schools in some of these cities. I think they are trying to stay connected. And as a student of economics and management, I'll tell you, not to criticize or not to make any political comment, but I remembered when we got freedom in 1947, we were looking for a way, we were looking for a model. And if you can remember, we implemented 5-year plans. And the very first 5-year plan, our agenda was to make this country self-reliant. To give you some details about where do we stand, we should not worry about COVID at all. That's number one. That's my request to all of you. We should not worry. We should take precautions. That is very important. We should not neglect. We should not take the adverse implications on our life of COVID, but we should not be afraid of it. And we have to have a very proactive approach. And I started my address today with with the reference of our Honorable President Missile Man Abdul Kalam ji. He gave one reference. I do not know how many you must have, most of you must have heard of. The term that he coined was PURA, P-U-R-A, provision of urban amenities in rural areas. Let me request all the citizens of this country to realize that it is Bharat which is more important rather than India. Because India lives in urban India, we talk about, but the real India stays in villages. The hard work that people put in. And I believe, I'm very happy because Faculty of Social Work and students of our university, under numerous initiatives that we have tried to undertake, there is a close connect that this university has been able to establish with the stakeholders. And we have adopted villages, and during the COVID, it is not just distribution of masks, providing medicines to the senior citizens in the Vadodara city, assisting collector office, taking care of the people who are not getting food, who are not getting water, helping them, taking them to hospitals. One can speak. I believe that is the university social responsibility. And I wish because today we were busy in some other webinar. I have not been able to go through 27-page document that has come, that has been released by the Honorable Finance Minister. But one thing is very clear, that after decades together, when we got freedom, we started with the self-reliance. But yesterday was the day, the memorable day for our country, when the Honorable Prime Minister, he announced the support of 20 lakh crore, 20,000. I think this is maybe this is nobody even thought of. None of the economists, could predict this, but I believe today it has come. In one of his address during the lockdown, if you remember, when I was listening to the address of Honorable Prime Minister, I was really moved when he said that my first priority is a common man who is staying in a village. He's suffering, he's not having basic amenities. And if you look at last few years or last decade, I believe the entire country of ours is on a movement to revolutionize. We all are fully aware about the migration of, people, some of our own citizens from urban area to rural areas. I really dislike the word that is being used, labor migration. I am sorry, they are all our citizens. They are very, very valuable to us. And I believe when we started studying in the university, probably this, I hope you would all accept and agree with me, that all those who were in agriculture, the families realized that no, we cannot survive on agriculture. So one or two members of the family will focus on agriculture. Rest of them got educated, migrated to cities. And then that we all felt that agriculture is now being neglected. COVID has also created an opportunity to make all of us realize that not only cities, but villages are also equally important. Rather, I would say more important. And it is collective responsibility of all Indians to see that we provide the same climate, we provide the same support, we provide the same health, same education facilities, even in rural villages. And I believe that I have not come across in my life a concept which now Government of India has implemented, what we call it as Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I believe when you read the word Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, it itself clarifies all doubts. It is not just village adoption. To me, when I was looking at the presentation of Dr. Sital Sikande, I believe we have to look for all the possible innovative approaches. The challenge before all of us is to integrate the villages into cities and towns. And I'll tell you, we have to ensure we can do it. Now, we Indians have proved it. When you look at ease of doing business with the latest report that has come from the World Economic Forum, India has improved its ranking in terms of ease of doing business. So, and yesterday, if you could listen, Honorable Prime Minister, very carefully, he was very clear and specific in mentioning the cottage industries, handicraft industries, and also micro and small and medium enterprises. So I believe this webinar, which Professor M.N. Parmar and his team, it's a collective efforts of the university. You find number of villagers. I think they are also those villages which you adopted. Some of our friends from those villages are also part of our webinar. I request, I think what we need to do, Professor Parmar, that all our curriculum, that when we design our curriculum, when we design our practicals, when we design when we use our pedagogical tools, we have to ensure that some component, some interface, because we always talk of interface with the industry. I'm very sorry to say it is required. Interface with the industry is very required. But the challenge before all of us as an educationist is to see that how can we build character? How can we build citizenship? And that can happen, that love and affection can happen. It can be inculcated, it can be nurtured, provided we come out with the concept of community service. We make it mandatory for students. We may make it voluntary, and then over a period of time we should make it mandatory. But I believe out of 365 days that the students they spend in university, at least couple of days, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, depending upon. If we create, I think university should become a bridge between the villages and the small towns and the cities, because we have to ensure that they also enjoy the same standard of living. And whatever that has happened, whatever problems that we are facing because of urbanization, I think we can also sort it out. So I'm very happy, and I remember Dr. Swati because she is always associated with the university. In one of the events that put up a stall, I was looking at some of pictures, madam. It's quite wonderful, and I'll tell you, I have no words to express, for the commitment and the contribution, because sanitary napkins, we have to reach out to the people. I believe that was a wonderful experiment, and we look forward for suggestions from all participants. I invite all participants across the country to have collaborations with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of the unit of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Thanks to this technology through which now we sitting in our home, we have, in fact, we have reached to almost all corners of India. And I believe we have to learn how to make smart use of this technology, to learn from the experiences. What I would suggest, all participants, about 350 of them are there with us. I request all of you to share your reflections, share your experiences on what kind of activities, how innovative you are in initiating and implementing various activities of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I believe that collaboration would help us to reach out to the real Indians who stay in villages. Thank you for very patient listening, and I convey my best wishes for the success of this webinar, and I look forward for many more opportunities. Professor Yadav, please, anything that you feel the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda should undertake, my entire team is with you, and we look forward for your guidance and support. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your motivational speech. And on behalf of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan MSU team, I assure you that our contribution will definitely, MSU's contribution will definitely help the villagers, and will have a very small or will help the upliftment of the adopted villages. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to introduce our invited speaker, Ms. Swati Bedekar, who will share success stories in her endeavor of providing end-to-end solutions for menstrual hygiene awareness among women and girls. In order to address these difficult problems, Ms. Swati Bedekar, under the aegis of Vatsalya Foundation Vadodara, started Sakhi project. This was a path-breaking initiative of setting up low-cost organic sanitary pad manufacturing units for underprivileged ladies, which was recognized by Limca Book of Records. Swati ji is also associated with NCERT in preparation of online teaching modules for science teachers, preparing handbooks on science activities. She is an official resource person for Vigyan Prasar, DST, Government of India, for development and delivery of workshops for science and mathematics and menstrual hygiene. Who will forget the hit feature film Padman, featuring Akshay Kumar is in lead role? Swati ji was the brain behind this film, and hence she is lovingly known as Pad Woman of India. She has many more awards and honors in her credit. She is a recipient of extraordinary work in the women education and empowerment domain from Federation of Gujarat Industries in 2017 from the hands of former Defense Minister Shri Mohan Parrikar. Received Woman of Worth Award from L'Oreal Paris and NDTV in the year 2016. Recipient of Certificate of Honor from former President of India, Shri Pranav Mukherjee, for her best grassroots innovation, Ashuddhi Nashak, in March 2015. Received L'Oreal Paris Femina Woman of the Year Award in Science and Innovation category in March 2015. Interviewed by BBC World Service Radio for the work in Zatari refugee camp in Jordan. These are the few awards that I am mentioning. There are many more awards. Now I request Swati ji to enlighten the August gathering about her successful marathon work and her ongoing assignments. Over to Swati ji. Before we start, let me announce one thing. All the participants, please post your questions on the chat box and Facebook live comment. We'll address all the questions at the end. Over to you, Swati ji.
A very good evening, Sheetal Madam. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Vyas, Professor M.N. Parmar, sir, Professor Chakravarti, sir. I'm sure there are many more names here. The Senate members and all the participants. A very good evening to all of you. I take this opportunity to thank Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda and Unnat Bharat Abhiyan for the opportunity to be able to interact with people from all corners of India, even during this difficult time of lockdown. Thank you for arranging this webinar and thanks for this opportunity again. All of us are aware, as we are watching the proceedings, recently all of us are disturbed also with one incident that migrant workers or the people who are working in the city are kind of, in some of the places, are forced to go back to the villages because there is no work in the cities. Now, this kind of a problem, when you see, one often feels that if there was work back home in the villages, this whole process of migrating to the city, and then when such pandemic happens, having forced to go back wouldn't have happened perhaps. But of course, nothing is lost. It is often said, "Jaha jago wahi savera." Everybody these days is making efforts to sort of, start some businesses in villages. Actually, if you see, our villages were self-sufficient. Like if you see, there used to be small textile workers. They wouldn't make very fancy things. They would make just gamchas and chadars, like the bed sheets, and they would be consumed by the people around them. For people, the regularly required textiles were available in the surroundings at a very low cost. And that is how they survived. Potters, they provided the matkas and the utensils to cook right in the village. They survived, and the villagers also got what they wanted in their vicinity. This is how rural businesses survive. I'm just sharing the screen now, so the presentation will be visible to everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Madam, is it possible
Yeah,
to share a screen? Yeah. Please share your screen.
Yeah. I have done. Is it visible to everyone?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is it?
Yes. Make it to presentation mode.
Yeah. Now I will. Okay, this is the topic given to me, that rural-based startups. And of course, when I speak to you, I will be using my own experience and the enterprise which our foundation initiated called Sakhi. Uh, See, I just now said that there are always opportunities in the villages. Many times it happens that well, cities offer better opportunities, and people are forced, or people often prefer to move to a city. But those who are left back in the villages, particularly in our country, young girls who are wanting to go to school, and opportunities for them to go to school are very limited. And it becomes more difficult when they are facing the natural process called menstrual periods. Since this particular topic has got a lot of taboo and mystery around it, and nobody wants to participate in this topic, nobody wants to talk about it, uh, women are forced to keep it hush hush and suffer in silence. I literally mean they suffer in silence. Uh, Now, these are the women. Most of them have not gone to a school, or are seventh class dropouts maximum, because that up to that level, the schools are there in villages. I went to villages as a science teacher, and while I was observing, I noticed one thing very strongly, that girls are just not there in the school after fifth or sixth standard. The thing, it was obvious why they are not there. But tried talking to some of the mothers and female teachers. They said, well, uh, there is no way, there is no means of any good protection so that the girls can come to the school, stay here the whole day, go back. Uh, but see what happens uh, when girl is forced to drop out in sixth or seventh standard. Obviously, she's married off in few years, and again in next few years, she's एक हाथ में बच्चा होता है, एक साथ में होता है, and she's already fighting anemia and a number of other diseases which happen to women because of bad quality of food and generally their approach towards life. One thing is there, 50% of women folk reside in villages, and we are actually wasting this kind of potential, which was just not accepted, because, well, I had seen rural entrepreneurship and some of the examples that happened right here in Gujarat, like Amul, Milk Movement, and Lijat Papad. So this was the thought, that why not these very women make the napkins, use them, solve their own problem, and make the napkins available to the surrounding area, girls or the schools, so that they don't have to break their education. So this was our motto. What we observed and what we decided to work on was this, that there is definitely a need of local solution to a local problem. So obviously, we talked, any business, if you want to turn a problem into an opportunity, you must do some survey. And what our survey told us was, we need to sensitize people. We need to tell them that they need, good sanitary protection to save themselves from various infections. And there is a village youth, who's practically doing nothing. It's such a sorry situation. At times you enter a village and you know the beginning area, it is called a bhago. Usually there is a lake there, a pond, there is a nice tree, and you'll find at least 10 to 15 young fellows just sitting there loitering about doing nothing. The idea was if they can be given some work, if they can be engaged into this particular uh, enterprise. The thing is, they were not very much willing because of the taboo attached surrounding menstruation. So there was also the need to engage women. It was their problem and they needed to solve it. And also, if a rural enterprise was established, the girls in the surrounding area would get an easy access. Establishing a woman-to-woman access for sanitary products is what we had thought. And of course, the napkin had to be very, very affordable. Till that time, I started my first unit in 2010. Till that time, only sanitary napkin access was only available to women in the cities. Coca-Cola was available everywhere, even in the smallest of the village. So distribution wasn't a problem, but the the psyche, Indian woman's psyche, to keep her lowermost in her own priority list, and of course the money, the sanitary napkins were very, very high in price. They were not affordable to everyone. So we thought, let us begin this experiment. Let us start at least with an awareness. So we gathered what is called self-help groups of women. They were already there. They were already sort of, doing a little, small borrowing, buying the household things and paying back like 50 rupees a month. So we thought, why not engage these women? Because they are there in groups. And we started working with them. First, we started with awareness, made them aware that they need this. They need to change their own situation by doing some work right there, right in that village. And we started with a training program. Now these women had hardly gone to school. Still, operation of the machines. You can see them here, doing various things, such as getting involved in the process of manufacturing, teamwork, whatever that is needed to run an enterprise. They had to learn it. These women were used to work in the fields, and only machine they had handled earlier was just, a sickle. Now they were operating machines, actual machines. They not only learned to operate machines, but they also learned machine maintenance, quality control, which is kind of a key for any business. You must make quality product, and that has been, we have been insisting that right from the first day till today. Particularly because yesterday itself, I think the whole of India got a severe dose of being self-reliant, and we were told by Honorable Prime Minister to be proud of what we make. But way back, once I visited the store in Germany, I just wanted to buy some little saucepan. And I was confused because they both looked alike and they both looked good. So I just asked the storekeeper, like, which one should I buy? With confidence, she said, buy any, both are German. I always thought that kind of confidence we must instill in our women. So right from day one, the quality control has been a very strong part of our training process. They learn to keep inventory, They learn to, you know, sort of different raw material, what can be used and how a sanitary pad can be made. What you're watching is, I mean, it's a very small village in the district of Dahod, somewhere in the northeastern Gujarat. Then communication skills, they were all women, but they had to do, if they were doing business, they had to speak about their product, they had to make sure that others knew what they were doing. So communication skills, we worked on that a lot. They learned marketing their very own product. So, you know, we used to say, like, you know, Sakhi is not a business, not an enterprise, but this is a university, and all these women got the degree of MBA, Mahila in Business Administration. Now, we started all these things, got the women involved in making of a sanitary napkin. Now, if this had to happen, you know, very innovatively, because these women, they didn't have the money to sort of, you know, start any kind of enterprise. So of course, we had to arrange money from different sources, but they being in this business with dignity was very, very essential. So we insisted on one thing, that the place would be their own. We would definitely try and arrange the funding from some grants, either from government or from some corporate or by some bank loan. I mean, there are various ways of arranging the funds. Of course, the entire technical know-how we were providing them, but the business was started in their own place, and that's how they were equal partners in this whole enterprise. And that's what, you know, got their morale very high. They took the ownership of what they are doing, which is very important in any business. I would say that unless you own it up, unless you think this is my work, and unless you know what you're going to do from A to Z, every single operation, well, if you want to become successful, that is the mantra. You should know everything. And, you know, this also became a hub or a reason for the rural development. सबसे पहले तो हमने उन्हें ये बताया कि आप एक हाइजीन प्रोडक्ट बनाने जा रहे हो, so your entire surrounding should be, rather must be, very, very clean. And clean it was. For 1 month, everybody was cleaning the mohalla and the place surrounding the unit. It almost happened once that women started telling us that हमारा छोकरा ओछा बीमार पड़े छे because the place is now so clean. You know, this is the beginning of the whole change, the whole development in the rural region. When you start something like this, when you start an activity which involves a lot of people from the village. So we started with lot of awareness programs, talking to women on the Otla parties or in Bhajan Mandal or in the masjid area when they go to Sama Sajda, in churches, everywhere, wherever there we could gather women. We started doing awareness on the menstrual hygiene, on the process of menstruation, because they did not even know why women menstruate. So we had to begin there and then take the whole process forward. This awareness was, as I said, it was everywhere, in the smallest of the jugis to even the serpent sabhas, which happen very frequently in most of the villages. This was a social enterprise. What we had started was with a very, very little amount of investment. So of course we didn't have much funds, for transportation and various other things. We had invested very little on infrastructure. As infrastructure, the place came from the village itself. The machines we arranged, the knowledge we arranged, and everything was done by the women who were engaged in it. And there is another mantra I would like to share. Whenever you do some activity, one should always try and make it a family activity. Initially, the husbands were sort of wondering what are these women going to do. Slowly, they got involved in it. And when we had the biggest problem of transporting our goods from one place to another, one of my unit leaders' husband said, "Well, I'm an ST driver. Why don't you talk to my management? Because ST is something which goes to every village." And you will not believe, after that meeting, हमारा सारा सामान, कच्चा माल और पक्का माल, everything started being transported by an ST bus. हमारी बहनें खुद अपना सामान भर के ST स्टैंड पर जाती, जहां जाना है माल, जहां भिजवाना है, वो माल को ST बस में चढ़ाती, बाकायदा उसका टिकट लेती, and then they would call up the destination कि ये नंबर के बस में आपका माल आ रहा है, उतार लो. The same procedure. जैसे कि आप अपनी मासी को कहीं गांव में छोड़ रहे हो और किसी को कह रहे हो उसे उतार लो. After that meeting, the entire movement of the raw product and the finished goods started by ST bus. Now we are trying to establish the same mode of transport across India. Now, some lighter side. I told you that there was a very big taboo around menstruation. Though we were trying to bring awareness in the community, in the families, अगर एक औरत को घर के बाहर जाके काम करना है, I mean, अगर वो खेतों में ना हो, फैक्ट्री में हो, तो what is the biggest hurdle? The biggest hurdle is, well, all of us are watching a lot of television now, Sasuma. What we did was we made a Saas Bahu pair to work in the units. The Saas has to work in the unit in the morning time, so she makes sure everything is clean, everything is in order. The yesterday's, the finished goods, whether they are made properly, whether they are packed properly. We had the best quality control department in these Sasumas, and the Bahus, they never sort of, they stopped minding. Agar saas mein do char words bol bhi diye, chalta hai, because after all we are together, and together we have to earn some money for ourselves. So what I call this is the greatest bandhan in the history of enterprises, a Saas Bahu team. Then we were working, we had chosen an area which anyway started from one challenge to another challenge. We were moving from, right from the women coming to the unit to getting the girls and women used to using a pad and to dispose it. One day when we went to the unit, the girls said, the women said, "We will not work. We can't work anymore." And it was kind of, we were puzzled. When I say we, it's the Vatsalya Foundation. It's me, my husband, and our other associates. We are a team. They said the entire village hates us because we don't have means of disposing of the used pads. And this was a major problem. I realized that none of the multinationals, none of any other companies had ever thought of this massive problem. Well, there was a talk of, installing electrical incinerators, but this was a huge cost to the panchayats, nagarpalikas, and state governments. The best thing was, if this product is disposed of at the source where it is used, that would solve a lot of problems for a lot of people. My husband, Mr. Shyam Bedekar, created this simple instrument. We call it Achudi Nashak because the word Achudi was closely associated with periods then. So the entire problems regarding periods are all sort of, disposed of in this. There is one more thing which, as the challenges kept coming, we had to keep innovating. A lot of people used to ask me, how do you keep all these women together? And yes, that was a big challenge because by now, I think within 2 years of time, we had more than 15 units spread across Gujarat. Some were funded by the government, some were funded by, by the corporates. But I did not want these women competing with themselves, but I wanted them to work together, which is very essential. So we decided to give it a structure and we formed a society from where these women could sort of, make the product, sell it, and make profit because societies are a profit-making venture. A formal social enterprise of Sakhi was formulated. And of course, we use the village girls and village women for the sort of, for promoting of the product in the villages. We made initially the posters, but nobody could read the posters really. So we made songs in their own language. We made songs in Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, and Rajasthani, and made them popular all over. Another good thing that social enterprise has to have is a good quality machines. See, multinationals always made their napkins on a machine which costed 6 to 7 crores. Now, this was beyond anybody's capacity to start a business of sanitary napkins like that. But these small machines, Arunachal Murugan had started with this idea of making, low-cost machines. We brought in better engineering, more efficiency, and created these drudgery-free machines, which were very flexible. They could handle raw material of different kinds to make a napkins. Because, if you wanted to make a napkin with plastic and gel and other things, it was possible. If you wanted to make a completely organic napkin the way we are making, it is possible to make it in these machines of different shapes, sizes, etc. Next thing was to research, because what we were having in our country was a napkin which was made of plastic, polyethylene and nylon. Worldwide, the hubs that make sanitary napkins are somewhere in East Europe or in China. Now, both these places are cold countries. Using plastic or polymer, maybe it is okay there. I'm not sure. Actually, it is not okay because they themselves have banned plastics. And India, because we never had any kind of rules, regulations for sanitary napkins in our own market, they were dumping all this stuff here in Indian market. Well, in India, the temperature is somewhere around 40 degrees on an average. 8 months, for 8 months at least. Use of those plastic-filled products is definitely not good for Indian women. So this concern was also there. So side by side, we also engaged various universities to make an organic and indigenous material, because the price was a major constraint. Our napkin had to be lowest priced on the block because we wanted to make a napkin which was affordable to a rural woman. So with the backward integration, we researched, found out some such fibers that had a very good absorbent capacity, and decided to sort of, put an organic biodegradable napkin in Indian market. Now to make this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. I said in 2 years we had 15 units, and the number of units started increasing. We went around to different cities, different states, and it was very, very essential to involve an urban thinking class women into the project. Because getting validation from middle classes is always necessary, because they were the ones, after all, who were using the sanitary product before this. Yes. Before this. So we started with this movement, a social movement called the Hygiene Bucket Challenge, and for which we used social media. The Hygiene Bucket Challenge started somewhere in 2015, and in last 5 years, we have reached out to 5 lakh girls through this challenge. And this challenge means one empowered woman empowering another. So this was a wonderful way or wonderful use of social media to promote a social enterprise. Now, when we are talking of a rural industry, as I said, all of this, the women engaged in it were they were equal partners in these units, because they were going to be the owners of they are rather the owners of these units. This provided a very good opportunity to diversify. Sanitary napkins sort of has a lot of potential. Like my study tells me, given to the sheer number of women residing in India, we need a sanitary napkin unit at every 15 kilometers to meet the need for this product. But if you have this diversification, definitely, the scope becomes very, very wide, and one product keeps supporting other product. This movement started very organically with us. There were some 7 to 8 women working in a Sakhi unit. Initially, women wouldn't look at them. Pagal hai, jo karti hai karne do. When they started seeing, oh no, they're doing good. This is bringing in some money. I'm not saying this business makes you crorepati, but you do take home, a good amount of money to support your family. So everyone wanted to join with the Sakhi. And when such good women folk were wanting to get associated with us, well, again, I saw another opportunity. And we decided to diversify with other products without using our machines, but having, using the synergy, using the similar products which fall into, sanitary, sanitation products. They started making very good quality soaps, hand wash, hand sanitizers. Use of hand sanitizers, again, we were compelled to do that as sort of we actually had negotiated with the government to start changing rooms in the schools. Even there were no toilets, girls were given a changing room so that she could easily change her sanitary pad. In some of the schools, there was no water, so we taught them to make a hand sanitizer. And the skill that women learned that time is coming so handy. Today also, in this difficult time, at least 50 units of Sakhi nationwide are making sanitizers and providing it to the surrounding villages, providing the sanitizer to their respective panchayats and nagarpalikas. When this had become a movement like this, you do see some impact, like a little change in the behavior of men and women. Earlier, we thought let us concentrate on women, but no social change comes about without involving men. And as I said, when you make your activity, your business, a family business, your benefits are really multiplied in multifolds. So one of the impact was all the fathers or all the families had started putting aside 25 rupees, which was never a case in an Indian family budget, that keeping aside money for sanitary napkins. So here, the women who were only sort of, had the impact of getting dressed up externally, उनका ध्यान हम internal, आप उनके स्वास्थ्य पर खींच के लाए, that if you are healthy, the happiness shows on your face and you look beautiful. And सारे मर्द घर के ये कंसर्न दिखाने लगे कि वो एक 25 रुपया अपने बजट में जगह बनाने लगे घर की औरतों के लिए सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स लेने के लिए. Of course, all these developmental activities, definitely UN के जो sustainable goals है, उसमें से नंबर 3-4 जो है कि education, group activity, coming together to work, use the indigenous material and sort of, concern for the environment. क्योंकि जो अशुद्धि नाशक से disposal हमने उनको सिखाया, उसके बाद कोई गांव में किसी तरह का कूड़ा कचरा, sanitary waste तो बिल्कुल बंद हो गई. And the girls particularly, they learned the correct way of using and disposing the napkin, without making any kind of sanitary waste, without burdening this earth. ये बिजनेस जब शुरू हुआ और यूनिट्स बढ़ते गए, आज के दिन में we stand at 150 units in 23 states of India. At least 2,000 women are directly involved in manufacturing of the pads. And as I said, they all work under a society called Sakhi. Some of the NGOs who had started, they are having their own brand names, but which is okay. We encourage them to do that. In Odisha, in Kerala, they are using their own brand name. But major units operate under a society called Sakhi. All the members, the board members, are the unit leaders. And, that has kept them together. And definitely I would like to share one thing. Because this is a unified force, we have been able to fill up some government tenders and win them even. These are the places in India, and these are all the states. And when this kind of a movement you want to run, definitely the word of mouth spreads, and definitely some foreign collaborations happen, and that's what happened to Sakhi. And we are very glad that we could help the Syrian refugees residing in Zaatari camp of Jordan. This is where they are, and in this particular camp, there were at least 4 to 5 paraplegic patients in every family, and they had no money to give them diapers. So we realized that this is a social problem even in India. This can help the Indian middle class people also, because suppose there is a senior person who requires nursing at home, and husband wife have to go to work. One adult diaper costs 50 rupees, and this is a lot of money. So this started in Jordan for the paraplegic patients, and now these adult diapers are available in India also for a small price of 30 rupees only, and our women are doing that. This is Jordan Zaatari camp. This is our neighboring country, Bhutan, which is an organic country. And this concept of using local fiber as absorbents and making 100% biodegradable napkin was liked so much that in Bhutan, at least I think 15 school girls make napkins, and girls and the entire community uses them. Then there are some African countries where also we have presence. We are trying to help them. This one project is sort of, right from the raw material. This is not just a project which makes sanitary napkins and sells, and few women earn livelihood. No, it's not that. You can see the photographs from our northeastern units, where they make raw material. Our raw material is, stem fibers from banana, and some of the people from MSU also have helped us. Some of the people from Deen Dayal University also have helped us in developing this product. So the farmer also gets a small, small fortune from something which is a waste, from removing the waste from his fields. So it also helps the concept of zero waste farming. Then to health, a woman's health. I said, like, we do have the data that the woman's visit to a primary health center has increased after a Sakhi unit is established there. That means they become more conscious about their personal health and well-being. And of course, the environment concern, because wherever we have a unit, in the village and the surrounding village, and in number of states, like the Ashuddhi Nashak is Madhya Pradesh mein ye unka state project hai. I think few of the districts are having Ashuddhi Nashak in all the schools, and it is also state project of Himachal Pradesh. Hamirpur district has Ashuddhi Nashak in all their schools. Like this, there are many places. Maharashtra के सारे tribal आश्रम schools में ये हैं. गुजरात के सारे कस्तूरबा गांधी विद्यालय schools में हैं. Well, that apart, but this project, at the juncture where you have to create raw material, where you have to compile a sanitary napkin from that raw material, and when you have to dispose that sanitary napkin, ये तीनों stage पे गांव के लोगों के लिए रोजगार उपलब्धि इसमें से हो रही है. I think that is the beauty of this one particular project. In North, I was talking of innovations in this social enterprise. Northeast में ये Tolan village है. यहाँ पे there were sort of, at that particular point there were 49 nursing mothers जिनके बच्चे 2 महीने से लेके 4 साल तक की उम्र के थे, and they all wanted to work, of course. So we opened a nursery right beside the Sakhi unit. Now this has worked so well. बच्चे भी आते हैं नर्सरी में वो पढ़ते हैं, उसकी वजह से 2 शिक्षिकाओं को भी वहाँ काम मिल गया है, and women happily work in the Sakhi unit. उनके बच्चे पास में ही होते हैं जो नर्सरी में, they are also getting some education. So you have to come up with these little innovations when you are running a unit, particularly in a rural area, and there is a wide scope for doing that also. Now this is the social change. The women who came to us with घूंघट, इतना लंबा घूंघट ओढ़ के जो आए थे, well, घूंघट अभी भी है, लेकिन वो है, yes, you got it right, self confidence and self reliance. आत्मनिर्भरता का मास्क उनके मुंह पे है. This project, another aspect of sustainability is, जब पहला यूनिट हमने हरियाणा में किया था, we had to stay there for 7 consecutive days because सिर्फ 2 घंटा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी थी. वहां से वापस आए और the next step forward was सारी के सारी machines सोलर एनर्जी पे चलने लगी थी. एंड नाउ हरियाणा में ही आई थिंक MSME सपोर्टेड यूनिट्स है, मेरे ख्याल से फरूख नगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में सारे सोलर एनर्जी पे वहां चलते हैं. सो इवन to the places where there is no electricity, direct electricity, these units can run very well on solar energy. उसके लिए रनिंग कॉस्ट जो है वो बहुत बहुत कम, मतलब रुपीस में देखो तो महीने का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल is somewhere around 100 to 150 rupees when the production level is 40,000 napkins per month. Well, again, social enterprise को या rural enterprise को चलाना है तो you have to keep up with the time. You have to innovate and have different means of marketing. जैसे सखी का भी ऐप है, ऐप से आप ऑर्डर कर सकते हो नैपकिन्स और आपको वो घर में मिल जाते हैं, और वो घर में भी मिल जाते हैं इंडियन पोस्ट पार्सल सर्विस से। ये एक सर्विस ऐसी है, एंड आई एम सो प्राउड टू से दिस, इंडियन पोस्ट पार्सल सर्विस ऐसी है कि उत्तराखंड के सबसे ऊंची जगह पे जो विलेज है, the napkins are even transported there, and napkins are also transported to the seashore. सभी जगह, in every village there is a post office, and Indian Post Parcel Service takes the parcel there. And then we have these vending machines as you're seeing them in the picture. ये mechanically operated है, इसके लिए कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की जरूरत नहीं है, so 24/7 वो अवेलेबल है सबको कभी भी नैपकिन लेने के लिए। देन वी हैव कियोस्क, गांव में कलरफुल शॉप्स कहीं पे भी लगा दो, विलेज मार्केट्स में ये शॉप्स लगा के, जैसे हमारे नेबरिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट है नर्मदा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, वहां पे हर हफ्ते के हर दिन कहीं ना कहीं मार्केट होता है, और वहां पे वो अपनी कियोस्क लगा के इन नैपकिन का सेलिंग करते हैं। यू नो, फाइंडिंग डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ मार्केटिंग इज वेरी एसेंशियल। आई मीन, जैसे कल ही बात हो रही थी डिमांड एंड सप्लाई चेन की, तो उसमें डिमांड तैयार होना, और वो डिमांड तब तैयार होती है जब देयर इज अ कांस्टेंट सप्लाई चेन अवेलेबल टू एवरीवन। दूसरी एक सप्लाई चेन इसमें नेसेसरी है, वो रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाई की। एंड आई एम ग्लैड टू से कि सिंस द रॉ मटेरियल इज मेड राइट हियर इन इंडिया फ्रॉम आवर ओन फार्मर्स, raw material supply chain is also very much in place, available right here in India. इसके बाद एक स्टेप ये थी कि जब इतना सारा एस्टेब्लिश कर ही लिया, तो एक अच्छा सा डिटेल्ड गाइड हो जिसमें ये सारी चीजें कैसे करी जा सकती है, या हमारे अनुभव कहीं पे नोट किए गए हो, और जो भी इनोवेशंस हमने किए इसमें उसका कहीं ना कहीं एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हो। So we prepared a detailed guide on MHM program, like which is end to end, starting with awareness in an area where you make a woman aware while she menstruates, to like जिससे उसे education मिले and of course livelihood मिले। जब ये मैनुअल बन ही गया था, and I think we had shared that with Entrepreneurship Development of India जो अहमदाबाद में है, उन्होंने कहा इसे हम एक प्रोग्राम में बदल सकते हैं, और हमने कोशिश करी उसे एक कोर्स में टर्न करने की, और वो बहुत अच्छी तरह उसे एक सक्सेसफुल प्रोग्राम की तरह हमने रन किया, और वो प्रोग्राम की वजह से कुछ एंटरप्रेन्योर्स आज फील्ड में है भी। अगली स्टेप थी जाहिर सी राइट हियर, एंड आई एम सो मच थैंकफुल टू महाराजा सयाजीराव यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफिस ऑफ करियर एडवांसमेंट के उन्होंने भी इस कोर्स को MS यूनिवर्सिटी में चलाया। एंड ऑफ कोर्स आई एम सो ग्लैड टू से दैट फ्रॉम वेरियस फैकल्टी स्टूडेंट्स इसमें आए। कुछ साइंस स्टूडेंट्स थे, कुछ आर्ट्स के थे, कुछ मैनेजमेंट के थे, कुछ लॉ के थे। सो इट वाज अ वेरी गुड मिक्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स who attended this course, and of course all of them, I will take the opportunity to thank Shri Krishan madam who took great interest in it, and of course others. And इसी वजह से this project got sort of exposed to उन्नत भारत अभियान, जो काफी कोशिशें कर रहा है कि विलेजेस में जैसे पहले उद्योग होते थे वो अभी भी शुरू हो, और नए नए तरीके के उद्योग वहां जाए जो ज्यादा कंटेम्पररी है, जिसकी आज जरूरत, the need is today, women today need this, because this one little problem is solved, women can fly, with to achieve her dreams anywhere. ये प्रोजेक्ट के साथ, मतलब ये जब कोर्स हमने किया तब ये भी एक एस्पेक्ट सबको कहना था कि एक छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट, सिर्फ कुछ लड़कियां स्कूल में आए, इस विचार से जो प्रोजेक्ट शुरू हुआ था, उसमें डाइवर्सिफिकेशंस होते होते आप देखेंगे आज when there is a need of hour, we are making the masks. We have trained a woman force who is making sanitizers. 50 से भी ज्यादा शहरों में, गांव में women are making the hand sanitizers. हमने एडल्ट डायपर बनाया जो एक बून है सारे एडल्ट्स के लिए टू गेट अ लाइफ ऑफ डिग्निटी. जैसे लोकल फ्लावर्स आते हैं, उनके सुगंध से सोप्स बनाना, वो सभी जगह चल रहा है. इसके बाद अभी पीपी किट्स जो अगेन विच इज अ नीड ऑफ द आवर, वो भी हमारी बहनें बनाना सीख गई है. एंड यू वोंट बिलीव दे हैव लर्नड इट थ्रू लाइक दिस वेब सेमिनार्स. उनका पूरा ट्रेनिंग कोर्स इसी तरह से, क्योंकि लॉकडाउन के दरमियान ये कोर्स चलाया, एंड दे आर मेकिंग वेरी गुड प्रोडक्ट्स थ्रू दैट. और ये सारी चीजें, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन भी हमने जो सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स किया उसमें हमने ये सारी चीजें डिस्कस की. there are some objectives of this course के नए टेक्नोलॉजीज आपको सीखने मिले कि सैनिटरी प्रोडक्ट्स, अलग अलग तरीके के सैनिटरी प्रोडक्ट्स कैसे बनते हैं, इनऑर्गेनिक ऑर्गेनिक पैड्स कैसे बनते हैं, then market research, planning, execution, organization of business, financial management, blah blah blah. सारी चीजें एक बिजनेस आप करना चाहते हो तो इन सारी चीजों का विचार करना अति आवश्यक है. तो even this is a part of the course. These are different modules. जैसे training है, this course is done in a very novel way. Lectures कम होते हैं, practical ज्यादा होता है. मैं भी एक hands-on science teacher हूँ, तो ये कोर्स में भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा हैंड्स ऑन नॉलेज बच्चों को मिलता है. मीन्स वो सीखते भी है नैपकिन बनाना या टैम्पॉन बनाना, अपनी खुद की आइडिया से भी कोई नया प्रोडक्ट भी बनाते हैं और ले आते हैं, दैट इज गिवन एज एन असाइनमेंट. और एक नए एरिया में अगर गांव में इसे शुरू करना है तो सबसे पहले इसकी नीड क्रिएट करना आएगा. उनका बिहेवियर चेंज उनमें लाना पड़ेगा. वुमन शुड एक्सेप्ट that using pad is okay and I should be using this product because this is more hygienic, good for my health. तो menstrual hygiene की भी ट्रेनिंग उनको दी जाती है. These are the 10 modules. 10 दिन के लिए ये कोर्स हमने यहाँ पे चलाया. अब हमारे यूनिट्स ज्यादा करके सारी मेट्रो सिटीज में भी है, जैसे कि चेन्नई, दिल्ली, बैंगलोर, कोलकाता, मुंबई और टियर 2 सिटीज जो है उनमें भी है. तो इस कोर्स को इतनी सारी जगह पर चलाना मुझे नहीं लगता डिफिकल्ट होगा. I think here I'm interacting with lot of people. I'm not able to see your comments and this thing right now. लेकिन बाद में शायद मौका मिलेगा आपसे बात करने का. अगर आप आपके शहर में इसे करना चाहते हो तो ये डेफिनेटली पॉसिबल है. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि there is a dream our honorable prime minister has given to all of us. ये मेरी सारी जो सखी है ना, उनका स्टेटस कुछ साल पहले तक अ मेड इन इंडिया या अ मेड, अ फार्म वर्कर यहाँ तक का ही था. बट नाउ with this project, they are all leaders of Made in India pads movement. Yes, this is a movement and I invite and appeal all of you to join it. कल हम सबने सुना कि देश में छोटे उद्योगों को बढ़ावा देना, कुटीर उद्योगों को बढ़ावा देना कितना जरूरी है. पहले कंडीशंस जैसे भी थे उसी में से भी निकल के सारा हार्डवर्क करके ये प्रोजेक्ट बाहर निकल के आया है. If there is someone Marathi here who understands Marathi, ताउन सुलाखुन, मतलब आग में तप के ये प्रोजेक्ट बाहर निकल के यहाँ तक हम लाए हैं। मुद्रा लोन मतलब जब से ये शुरू हुआ तब से हमने उसे सबसे ज्यादा उपयोग में लिया है। बहुत सारे हमारे यूनिट लीडर्स ने ये लोन लेके उस पर काम शुरू किया है। So I would like to say कि ये है हमारी सखी और हम आत्मनिर्भर भारत का हिस्सा है। थैंक यू। Now
Thank
can
you,
I
madam.
stop sharing my screen?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, madam. Actually, there are no words to express thanks. It's such a
Yeah,
valuable
thankful to you all.
and such valuable and knowledgeable lecture delivered by you, madam. There are certain questions that we are going to address.
Okay.
Some questions are related to Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So let me first address that. I think KD Yadav sir is there on the line because he's the right person. Yeah, he's the right person to answer. Sir, there is one question. What are the formalities and procedure to start UBA plan for this? One guy from Joseph G, he is asking this question. So will you please
Okay. So
answer? Yes.
basically, if you are a member of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, you can directly contact to IIT Delhi. There is a portal is given. How can you apply for that fund? So in that portal, there's one of the link is called the financial assistant on the dashboard. If you see, you will find it because this is already developed technology. So you are simply multiplying this technology. So no innovation is required. There is only the multiplication. So you can contact to the Vatsal Foundation about the details, and whatever the details you can upload on, and you can demand for the fund. It's vary from 50,000 to 1 lakh one time for one village. That's all.
Sir, one question is from Government Engineering College, Valsad. They have registered under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan before couple of months, and they are asking what kind of initiatives and activities should they go ahead during this COVID-19 period.
See, if you see this basic concept of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, I got a news who have registered so far, because earlier is 39 institute, now there is a 45 who registered very recently. So because this is a lockdown situation, so if you can communicate with the your sarpanch, if you have already decided where you have to work it, because Unnat Bharat Abhiyan have some restrictions. First you have to adopt the villages from 1 to 5, and then you start working on those villages. So if you have already identified, or if you have already planned, so in COVID-19, whatever way you can help it, that is possible in current situation. And anyway, for details about this Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, what you can do, we are planning for the one workshop once the lockdown is over.
Ma'am, now question is to you.
Yeah.
One question, actually there are four questions. I'll read the four questions at a glance. How much total fund required to set up production plant? Second is training and equipment setup facility, who will provide? Third is how many women get livelihood from one setup? And fourth one is the price of sanitary pad package.
Okay. Well, let me begin with the price. There is one small video clip which I will share at the end, where women themselves are talking of their experience. But see, this whole machine and raw material. This project is like this machine and raw material worth making 40,000 pads. All of it should, fit around 4 lakhs. 4 to 5 lakhs. थोड़ा logistics आप कुछ और बढ़ाना चाहो उसमें तो, लेकिन 4 लाख के आसपास ये आपको unit establish हो सकता है. Around 10 women can get engaged with this project. And जब शुरू किया था हमने तब cost उसकी 2.5 रुपए थी. But with the changing time now, after 10 years, we have made it 3 rupees. So, मतलब थोड़ा सा profit बहनों का बढ़ाने के लिए. ये machines है, ये वात्सल्य फाउंडेशन ने डेवलप किया है. Mr. Shyam Bedekar, he has developed all these machines. So, machines and raw material दोनों ही हमारी तरफ से फैसिलिटेट किया जाता है, मतलब प्रोवाइड किया जाता है. अगर फंड्स अरेंज हो किसी तरह से तो हमारे से कांटेक्ट करिए, क्योंकि सारी डिटेल शायद बोलने में नहीं आई हो. तो संस्था के साथ आप कांटेक्ट करोगे तो मशीन्स, रॉ मटेरियल एंड ट्रेनिंग सब कुछ आपको मिलेगा. हाउ टू एस्टैब्लिश. साथ साथ अगर आपकी इच्छा हो तो सखी के साथ एक आप जुड़ भी सकते हो एट नो एक्स्ट्रा रॉयल्टी. सखी ब्रांड नेम भी आप यूज कर सकते हो एंड आप जुड़ सकते हो. मुझे एक मेरे स्क्रीन पे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन दिख रहा है जो जयपुर से है कि इसमें कभी प्रोटेस्ट नहीं हुआ, मतलब सारे लोगों ने यूं ही एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट मेंस्ट्रुएशन इज डिफिकल्ट, इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ टैबू. वेल हुआ, लेकिन क्या है ना, अच्छी बातों के बारे में बातें करनी चाहिए. 2 मिनट में मैं आपको बता दूं, जब ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स आए हमने उन्हें एड्रेस किया जस्ट बाय डिस्कशन. पर्टिकुलरली हमने विलेज मेन के व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स बनाए और उसमें अगर आप पिता हो, पति हो, तो आप किस तरह से जिम्मेदारी आपको निभानी चाहिए, ये इंफॉर्मेशन हम उन्हें पहले व्हाट्सएप पे देने लगे. And once we started addressing the issue to village men, automatically ladies को तो ये प्रॉब्लम था ही. They were sort of they knew कि उन्हें इस प्रॉब्लम के साथ डील करना है और अगर कोई उपाय है तो उनको उसके साथ जुड़ जाना चाहिए. वारंवार एजुकेशन इज द की to away with the taboo, and that's what we did. लगे रहो कहते हैं ना वो. Yes, any other question, ma'am?
I think we have addressed the questions, and I request participants, you have our mail ID, and even madam, if you permit, I'll share your details.
Yes, please. You can share the mail IDs definitely.
Yeah, dear participants, please note down madam's detail.
Can I say the email ID? Our email ID is it's vatsalyabaroda@gmail.com. vatsalyabaroda@gmail.com.
This is.
Oh yes, this is the address.
These are the details.
Yeah.
Dear participants, please note this. You can contact Swati madam on this. Now I request Dr. Satish Bodla, sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah. Now I request Dr. Satish Bodla to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. So, very good evening to one and all present here. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Madam Swati Bedekar ji, Professor Yadav ji, Professor B.S. Chakravarti, Director IQAC Cell, MS University Baroda, Professor M.N. Parmar, UBA Coordinator, Organizing and Technical Team, dear participants from various parts of the country, Friends, I'm sure it was really an overwhelming session. And very rightly, all the speakers highlighted the importance of co-curriculum activity in the present situation. And as mentioned by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, we need to focus how the urban amenities can be provided in rural areas through innovative practices. As Madam Swati Madam also mentioned, the innovative practices initiated by Sakhi in rural areas. So we may all join as a part of UBA. It is not only the MS University UBA team is coordinating or initiating activities, but if you are passionate about rural development, you may join with hands with us, and definitely we will support your innovative ideas. Friends, this webinar wouldn't possible without the active support of many people, and it's my privilege to express vote of thanks to all those who has directly or indirectly supported us for making this webinar a great success. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to place on record my hearty thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Parimal Vyasji, for always supporting and guiding us in conducting the UBA activities. And I am glad to share that establishing UBA at the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda is the actual vision of our VC sir. Thank you, sir, for your ever standing support and sharing your valuable time with us. I also wish to express my gratitude to Madam Swati Bedekarji and Professor Yadavji for being with us and sharing your valuable time expertise. Thank you so much for enlightening us about rural startup and innovative ideas based on success stories. I hope this discussion will go a long way. A sincere thanks to Professor B.S. Chakravarti, Director IQAC, Professor M.N. Parmar, the UBA Coordinator MSU, for being a mentor and facilitated guide of the program. I also would like to acknowledge the contribution of the coordinator, Ms. Sheetal Singhede, all the organizing technical team members, especially Dr. Arun Anandji. Without their support, it wouldn't possible to organize such kind of event. Thank you to all for your kind support. I am also grateful to all the participants from various parts of the country, technical team members, IQAC cell members, volunteers, and others for being a part of the program and supporting us. So tons of thanks to everyone. Thank you. Madam, now over to you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I have shared my email ID in the chat. Everybody was asking for it, the spelling. So I have shared it in the chat. So it is available for everyone.
Okay.
Sheetal Madam, is it possible,
Yes.
because it is related to rural area,
Yeah.
can we plan this specific one-day seminar or workshop for the all PIs of the Gujarat?
Yes, sir, sure, definitely. We can.
Madam Swati Madam, I request to you, we will plan a one-day or half-day workshop for the participating institute which are working under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, specifically for them, because I'm getting a lot of questions on WhatsApp, how we can contact them, because this is one of the very good initiative in a rural area, and the fundings are available. I also had a discussion with IIT Delhi. They told if you are interested to multiply technology, they will fund it. So I request to Sheetal Madam, you took the initiative to organize one-day workshop. Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you,
We'll
Swati
do that.
Madam.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
हाँ चक्रवर्ती बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ सर.
वीडियो.
हाँ वो लास्ट वो एक अनाउंसमेंट वो
हाँ
अंकित वाला.
Yes. Hello, Satish sir. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ सर, वो अनाउंसमेंट करना है ना.
Please. Which one?
Over to Satish sir. Over to Satish sir.
Video which our NSS volunteers have prepared.
But sir, it is not shared with me.
Oh.
Sir, I am sharing. Yeah, I am sharing.
Please.
I'm sharing.
Please.
Please.
This is for all participants. Our students of NSS have prepared a video in many languages of India to express their solidarity and their gratefulness towards the medical professionals who are the COVID warriors and to all the people who have abided by the lockdown principle. We are sharing the link. Please go through it.